Welcome to the Onyx Woman Network, your guide to career advancement, entrepreneurial development, and financial literacy. Maximize your assets to be poised, polished, and professional. It's your move, financially savvy sisters. After all, why shouldn't you be the CEO? With your host, Ola Jackson, publisher of Onyx Woman Magazine.
Hi, I'm Ola Jackson. Thank you for joining us. On today's Onyx Woman Network, we'll be talking about women of color in business, the reality of being self-employed. Stay tuned. Welcome back. We are talking about women of color in business with our guests, Chloe Velasquez, Sabio Springs Water, Kathy Evans, President KBE Design Studio, and Carol Foster Allen, Northwood Realty. Ladies, I want to go around and ask all of you, what exactly do you do?
Well, I have a bottled water business, Sabio Springs. I'm in my 5th year, located on the north side of Pittsburgh in the Mexican War Streets. And what I do is I deliver the 5-gallon bottles of water, also the smaller bottles, half-liter bottles, to both corporate and residential customers. And we also have the coolers that the 5-gallon bottles sit on.
Okay.
So.
And Kathy?
I'm an interior designer doing residential and commercial work, and I do a lot of ceramic tile, stone, marbles, and granites of that sort. And I can make anything you give me look beautiful.
Okay. And Carol?
I am a real estate agent. I specialize in the North Hills and the eastern part of Pittsburgh. I have 3 buyer agent assistants that work with me. We work as a team, Team Foster Allen, and we provide real estate services on both the selling and listing side for the greater Pittsburgh area.
Now, what made you decide to go into business?
Well, it had been something that I had wanted to do for quite some time and never really had the courage to do it. I was encouraged by a church member to at least get the education and the license and see what happens from there. So I did that. I got the education and the license, and then I still didn't do it.
Oh, my.
But then divorce came into my life, and then it became financially necessary for me to do something else. So in addition to my full-time job, I started to inquire about being a real estate agent.
Okay.
And I went out and did an interview and knew I had to financially prepare, as we all do in business, to save money to begin to do my business. And that is what prompted me. I had to get some extra money to take care of my family.
And Kathy?
Basically, I like the independency of being an interior designer. I travel a lot. I'm in Chicago, New York, San Diego, for the most part, doing work. So I like the ideal of being an independent spirit and not having to be locked into one place.
And how long have you been in business?
10 years.
Oh, 10 years. And Chloe, I'll pose the same question. What made you decide to go into this rat race?
And it is a rat race. Everything is similar. The divorce part came into play in my life as well as I think I tell people I don't take orders too well, so
I know all about that.
So it's better to give orders than to try and take them. And I was losing my job after 10 years at a company, downsizing, and I needed a place to focus my energy. The opportunity kind of just landed in my lap. A family member asked me, was I interested in working with water or doing something with water, and it kind of just evolved from there. I think the timing was right.
I'll pose this to any of you. What does it take to be in business, do you think?
You have to be a self-starter. You can't be the kind of person who has to be constantly told what to do. You have to be able to decide what your goals are and work feverishly to attain them, I think. I think if you're a kind of person that just lays back and want business to come to you, it will not be a success.
Okay. And how did you prepare to go into business?
I didn't have any business background. I had corporate experience, but I think you have to be really tenacious as well. And I think people that have their own businesses are very visionary. So you see the big picture, where you want to go, what you want to do, and you have to constantly focus on that dream or that vision. And as far as being prepared, I don't think I was. I really don't. I was undercapitalized, but I knew I could make it work.
There are so many misconceptions going into business. There are so many, too many to name. What have you found to be the biggest misconception about entrepreneurship?
Misconception. It was never that it would be easy, but I think that because I was a woman and a minority, that it would be easy to get money for my business.
And people think there are grants rolling out there, and their corporations have this whole list of folks, and they want you. Yeah, so that whole
Yeah, that's not true. I found it not to be. It's ridiculous.
And people think that there's a lot of money out there for you if you happen to fit into those two categories.
In fact, that's what my mentor, when we first met, he said, "Oh, you'll have an easy time of it. It'll be a piece of cake, Chloe. There's money out there for women and minorities." Well, if it is, I really have not found it yet. I really haven't. And it can be very frustrating.
And I think one misconception, too, people think that if I did this for my company, then I can go out on my own and do it for myself. Well, that company has their own secretary, they have an accountant, they have a marketing department, different divisions and subdivisions. And when you go out there, you're all that. You're the maid, the customer service person, the accountant, the salesperson, the marketing person, the CEO. You're the person who does the sales and everything. So that's probably one of the big misconceptions as well.
You know, one of my big misconceptions was that because we are having a women of color, that the people of color would support you because they wanted to support their own.
Right.
And I think that's a big misconception because as many people have a theory that often we as a people, we tend to think that other people have the coldest ice, and they always tend to think
the ice is
that,
colder,
that the ice is colder on the other side.
Yeah, that seems to be an enormous problem in our community because the reality is you're not getting the support of people in your community when you think that I'm going to set up here and they're going to come because I'm here and I look like they do. But that's sometimes can be an opposite factor.
Right, because you think, well, now they'll know that they can trust me.
Right.
And that that I will work in their best interest. And sometimes it's not like that.
So how are other women supporting you? I mean, even if it's not, even if they can't do business with you, is that support, the moral support, go girl, sister, girlfriend,
yeah,
is that thing, does it exist?
And you know what, even other women in real estate, you know, have come to me and tell me that, you know, they're very proud and that, you know, to please to continue to do, you know, what I've been doing, women at my church, just women in the community. I could say people in general, too. They have been very supportive, and I think that kind of spearheads and keeps you going.
Right, it does.
Because you can get very discouraged working in business because you are all things. You have to be there constantly, and